More about the health of California Senator Dianne Feinstein calls for her to resign. Those calls continuing today. The 89-year-old Democrat recently returned to Capitol Hill in a wheelchair after a nearly 3-month absence due to a bout of shingles. Now her office confirms that she's dealing with some serious complications. Nicole Killian joins us now from Capitol Hill with what's at stake for.
What do you mean? She looks perfectly fine. Nothing to worry about. Look at this, dude. It's so fucked. Oh, no, dude. There's nothing to worry about. What are you guys talking about? What the fuck? You just hate to see a sexy-ass woman have it all? I'm going to hell. How about the people that are propping her up with a fucking stick behind her back? You think I'm going to hell for laughing? What about the people that are like, no, dude, don't say anything is wrong. There's literally nothing wrong with this. Everything is fine. She literally looks like she's like, kill me. She looks, every photo, she looks like she's saying from the not stroked out part of her mouth, she keeps saying, kill me, and my abuse. And it's like, we're just going to act like that's normal. It's so fucked up, dude. Oh, the Feinstein staffers are gluing parts that fall off back on with Gorilla Glue. Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. Next model for Sports Illustrated. Oh, that's great, dude. Okay, so a single McDonald's Sprite would turn her to dust? Yeah.
What's at stake for Democrats and President Biden's agenda in addition to the senator's health? Nicole, good morning.
Hey, good morning to you, Tony. And Senator Feinstein's return has given Democrats a critical vote back on big issues like the upcoming debt limit and confirmed.
I think it's funny because, like, she 100, I'm locking it. I'm calling it. She is going to vote the wrong way on a critical vote because she's demented. I'm telling you right now, there is going to be a very funny moment where Dianne Feinstein doesn't understand what's going on and votes for a vote that is critical in the opposite direction. Okay? It's going to happen. It's literally going to be the funniest fucking thing. And everyone's going to come in here and all the liberals are going to be like, why are you laughing at this? Like, I can't believe you're laughing at this. This is really fucked up. Democracy is crumbling and you're laughing. It's like, dude, democracy crumbled a long time ago, okay? Like, we currently have just the human version of crust, okay? Sitting on a fucking wheelchair, being wheeled around, where they actually have, like, a stick propping her up. They, like, taped her back to a fucking stick so that she looks like she's alive. And, like, you know, we're just acting like that's fine and normal. Who do you think is responsible? Random Twitch streamer for having that happen? Or literally the entire Democratic Party apparatus? Huh. Yeah, okay, bring her in here. Oh, we're going to talk about this in a second. Hold on. I just wanted to say one thing, and that's about cops on the beat, Senator Dianne Feinstein said in her extended public remarks as she returned to Washington, D.C. after several months at home in San Francisco with shingles. I was mayor of San Francisco for 9 years, she said. There was no program more favorable with people than police on the streets. They got to know them. There was a positive relationship. The crime went down. Yeah, you know she remembers that. That's like dementia. Anyway, let's get back to Dianne Feinstein.
Judges here in the narrowly divided Senate, but she is keeping a much lighter schedule, missing some votes in meetings, prompting some within her own party to consider whether she should step aside.
California Senator Dianne Feinstein came back to the Capitol last week to a standing ovation.
I want to welcome back our colleague, Senator Dianne Feinstein.
Mrs. Feinstein. Mrs. Feinstein, aye.
After battling shingles for nearly 3 months, a spokesperson for the 89-year-old Democrat confirmed Thursday she suffered from additional complications, including a rare neurological disorder called Ramsay-Hunt syndrome and encephalitis, or inflammation of the brain.
How is your recovery going, Senator?
Earlier this week, the senator faced renewed scrutiny over her health after a Los Angeles Times reporter asked her about her return to the Senate.
I haven't been gone. I've been working.
You've been working from home, is what you're saying?
No, I've been here.
I think she should step down.
California Congressman Ro Khanna is one of several lawmakers demanding Feinstein's
No, I've been here. I've been working from home. I mean, here. That's crazy. Okay, she's out of control with cuteness. It's fucked up. She was doing so good, and then I left her in the front yard, and she somehow escaped the front yard and made her way into the backyard. And then my mom brought her inside to the pen in the living room. And in the living room, she pissed and shat. She was there for a long-ass time. Spent all of her goddamn time in the backyard and the front yard, never shat, never pissed. Only to hold it, to come inside and do it. She like fucked up so big. Yesterday, she didn't fuck up at all. Every fucking day, dude. Every day, it's like I have to reset. It feels like every day I am resetting. I thought you were talking about Feinstein for a second. No. Kaya. No. Stop biting the fucking shelf, dude. New and creative places to shit.
She's representing 40 million people in California. We need someone who's going to be on top of the job.
Feinstein holds a seat on the powerful Senate Judiciary Committee where Democrats now...
Bro, the photo they're using for Feinstein is literally from when the machine was first invented to take photos. Like, that photo is literally colorized. It's originally a black and white photo from when the camera was first invented.
Have a one-vote advantage over Republicans. So missing one vote leaves Democrats short of getting President Biden's judicial nominees through.
What kind of accommodations do you have to make?
Well, we schedule things that work for her to make sure that she's able to attend.
Dude, Dick Durbin is so ridiculous. It does not make sense why they're holding on to this like so much. I don't know. I don't know why they are literally holding on to this. I know Nancy Pelosi's daughter is actually Feinstein's primary caregiver, but like, I don't understand it. Like, cut a deal with gruesome Gavin Newsom to like put whoever you want in that position. What the fuck? You can't control gruesome Gav? Like, what the fuck is happening? Because that's the only fear here, right? The only fear here is that, you know, they're worried that, like, if Feinstein is gone, because you can replace her position in the Senate committee without Republican votes, as far as I understand it. But they're fearful that, like, they want their person in that seat in California, and Gavin Newsom said he was going to put a black woman there, which is, yes, likely Karen Bass. And it seems like the Pelosi world wants Adam Schiff. Or not Karen Bass. I read the fucking chatter. Karen Bass is the mayor, Barbara Lee. Racist chatter that I read and also did racism. Adam Schiff can be a black woman. What's the issue? It is Barbara Lee. It's not Karen Bass. Katie Porter is running for it, but Katie Porter has some oppo on her already. It's not going to work, I think. Plus, she's too much of a loudmouth, even though, like, I'm not saying that I like that she does the attacks, but she's too much of a loudmouth from the perspective of, like, the DNC. She's too much of a troublemaker. No, is not as straightforward as you think. I don't know what it is. It makes no fucking sense. There's got to be a reason for it, but... Anyway. Kaya refuses to lay on the bed. I know. I think it's because she's like warm and the ground is colder. That's why she refuses. They can't replace her on the committee. I think that's literally it. No, they can. I'm pretty sure they can. I'm pretty sure they don't need a like they need Republican votes for some of the things. You're wrong, they can't. I think they need Republican votes for, they can replace her, but they need Republican votes to like actually force her out, and the Republicans won't vote for it. They literally refuse to vote for it. Yes, they can replace her on the committee if she resigns. They can't replace her if she doesn't resign. They can't force her out because Republicans won't vote to force her out. They actually tried that before. She is the committee? No, she's not. I mean, she's right behind Dick Durbin in terms of seniority in the committee, but still. How would her replacement happen if it should just Croaks? I don't know. Don't they also need 60 votes to approve any replacement if she did resign? Why would the Republicans give away an easy way to block any D majority? No. No. I think she can vote for her own replacement. Like, if she resigns and votes for her own replacement in the Senate committee, in the Senate Judiciary Committee, they could technically still have whoever Democrat. They can replace her on the Senate, but not the committee? No, of course they can replace her on the Senate. I'm pretty sure. Okay. Let's see. So, here. Republicans have the capacity to block temporary replacement for Senator Feinstein on their Judiciary Committee. This happened on April 18th. They have the capacity to block a Democratic request to temporarily replace California Senator Dianne Feinstein. But if Dianne Feinstein herself voted for a replacement, they would have enough votes to technically replace her with whoever the fuck they want to. Okay? Do you understand? Dianne outlived 3 husbands. That's not how it works. 60 votes to replace an empty seat. No, it's not an empty seat. It's not an empty seat. Dianne Feinstein is still in the seat. I think she can pick someone else to replace her within the committee. It's a, like, they could put someone else in her position, and she could play a role in voting for that. What the hell is Time Magazine doing? What Ron DeSantis means for America? What the fuck? You're not quite right about voting a replacement. Even if they had all the Democrats vote on a replacement, it still wouldn't be enough to avoid the ads at the top of the hour, which can only be decided if they get together to vote on spending $5 or whatever Feinstein thinks is necessary. You're a fucking asshole. You're actually an asshole. Jesus Christ. Fuck you. The process of replacing Feinstein 89 on a high-profile panel. Okay. Ravi Sharon X, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. According to Senate sources, Schumer next week will bring up a resolution that will call for a temporary replacement. He will first try to do so via unanimous consent, meaning a single senator can object and block the effort. If that happens, the resolution will be subject to a filibuster and need 60 votes, including at least 10 Republicans. The big reason for the complicated process is that the committee assignments are handed out at the beginning of every Congress as a part of an organizing resolution between majority and minority parties determining the formation of each panel. While some committees have had members temporarily step aside as chairman or ranking member due to an indictment, like Senator Bob Menendez, or an investigation like former Senator Richard Burr, altering that agreement in the middle of a Congress has not happened in recent memory. 2 House Democrats took the stunning step to call for Feinstein to resign. Her absence from the upper chamber has left the Judiciary Committee deadlocked between Democrats and Republicans and prevented it from moving nominees to the floor. Feinstein, who has been away from the Senate since early March, announced a few hours later that she would not be returning to Capitol when the Senate reconvenes after a 2-week recess due to ongoing health complications. I love that this literally doesn't explain the problem. That is if she's still in the Senate. If she retires, them can assign another Democrat to the committee. I think so too, but Chatter's saying that that's not the case, and now I'm questioning it. I think Republicans can keep her seat open as long as she's there. No, not her seat, by the way. Her committee chair. Her position. If Feinstein were to resign immediately, the process would be much easier for Democrats since California Governor Gavin Newsom would appoint a replacement. The Senate regularly approves committee assignments for new senators after their predecessors have resigned or died, but a temporary replacement due to illness is a rare, if not unprecedented, request. By all accounts, the arrangement is rooted in a long and friendly relationship between Feinstein and the Pelosi's, twin pillars of San Francisco politics. But among some of those who are aware, it also has raised uncomfortable questions about whether Nancy Pelosi's political interests are in conflict with Feinstein's personal interests. The intrigue surrounds the future of Feinstein's seat. Pelosi has endorsed Adam Schiff, her longtime protege and former handpicked House Intelligence Committee chair, to succeed Feinstein after her 6th and final term ends next year. Schiff, D. California, is a household name in California, has already have $50 million campaign cash advantage over his nearest competitor. But if Feinstein were to bow to pressure and retire early, Schiff's advantage could disappear. Gavin Newsom is pledged to appoint a black woman to serve out her term, and one of Schiff's declared opponents, Representative Barbara Lee, would fit the bill. If DiFi, what the fuck? Calling Dianne Feinstein DiFi is so funny. They gentrified her, bro. Yo, they gentrified Dianne Feinstein, dude. What the fuck? By the way, I forgot to fucking run the top of the hour after that piece of shit debated me. Here, I'm running it now. Fuck you. if Di-Fi resigns right now, there's an enormous probability that Barbara Lee gets appointed, thus makes it harder for Schiff, one Pelosi family confidant told Playbook, adding that the relationship between Pelosi and her daughter and the senator is being kept under wraps and very, very closely held. She's making the weirdest noise while she's sleeping right now. Boff the Immortal, thank you for the 5 tier 1 gift of subs. Pelosi's office confirmed in a statement to Playbook that her daughter has been supporting her in her shingles recovery. Bennett said that Prouda has been friends with Feinstein for decades, as has Pelosi herself. But Bennett rejected suggestions that Pelosi was seeking to influence Feinstein's decisions about her future. Anyone who knows Senator Feinstein knows that her service in the Senate is entirely her own decision, and Speaker Marita Pelosi would never suggest otherwise. Yet Pelosi's been among Feinstein's most vocal defenders. Yeah. What was, does anyone have the Pelosi video of her talking again? I've never seen them go after a man who was sick in the Senate, Pelosi told reporters. Shut the fuck up. They have. Fucking idiot. Why Dianne Feinstein shouldn't quit. The 89-year-old icon has made it clear, at least for the moment, that she would ignore the merciless drumbeat of calls for her to cede the seat immediately. Philip Elliott? Who the fuck is this guy? Replacing Feinstein can be complicated, Senate history shows. New York Democrat said, no, all of this is from April. Wait, no, this is from last month. Chat, this is if she doesn't resign. Every single article from that time frame is about, like, can we replace her temporarily? Skip to if she resigns, dies, or is expelled. If a senator resigns, dies, or is expelled from the office, does a replacement automatically fill the senator's committee assignments? No. There is no guarantee the replacement will fill their predecessor's committee seats. Once there's a new senator sworn into the vacant seat, he or she only gets committee assignments after the Senate adopts a simple resolution. Opponents can, in theory, hold up that process with a filibuster, continuous, often unnecessary debate on the floor to cause a prolonged delay to vote. It would take 60 votes to end a filibuster. For Feinstein, who serves on the Judiciary Committee, that question is particularly important. Even if she left office, Republicans could prevent her successor or any Democratic replacement from filling her seat on the Judiciary Committee under current Senate rules. I mean, that would be insane. They would have to stop all Senate duties from taking place, specifically to make sure that there's, like, that committee assignment does not follow through. That would be, they would do it, but it doesn't matter because Lindsey Graham said they'd allow it. It doesn't matter. It would be so fucking, it would look so bad for the Republicans. Like, I know they don't give a shit, but, like, no, this would actually be harmful for them because they have bills they want to pass too. Like, they're not going to fucking filibuster the entire process. Specifically so they can stop someone from joining a committee. Maybe. I mean, they wouldn't block a replacement if she resigned, they said. Oh. Yeah, see? Manley. Oh, there it is, dude. This is, like, right here. Senator Lindsey Graham, the leading GOP senator on the Judiciary Committee, said in a recent CNN interview that Republicans will follow President if Feinstein resigns. They'd never lie about that? No, this is, like, one of those things where, like, you have to look at what benefits they have. I know Lindsey Graham has lied a lot, but I don't think they gain anything from blocking this. Yeah, they just held the Supreme Court hostage for half a presidential term. Yo, they held the Supreme Court hostage for half a presidential term. They didn't disrupt the entire Senate proceedings for it, though. Because once the person is reelected to the position, the committee assignment part is pretty fucking it's pretty cut and dry. Like, stopping a Supreme Court appointment does not mean stopping the entire fucking Senate from operating in the same way that this does. Like, they're not going to filibuster every fucking Senate session permanently, which is like effectively like the debt ceiling. You know what I mean? It's like, as the article says, the majority can change the rules, so committee assignment is no longer subject to 60 votes. They already own the judiciary, and it's not like Democrats are assigning woke justices or woke judges anyway. I'm telling you, there are ways around that. I mean, obviously, will the Democrats follow through on that? I don't know. They can't even get fucking Dianne Feinstein to resign, so. But saying you're going to filibuster saying you're going to filibuster a piece of legislation and stopping that piece of legislation from ever going forward or arriving at the fucking Senate floor is entirely different than directly stopping the Senate from operating when there's like a ton of bills that have to get passed every day within the Senate that you don't even think about. Okay? That would be the only way that you can like try and stop this from happening. If she resigned, they probably wouldn't do that. Because that's like a nuclear option, which apparently the Democrats have a counter for by possibly with majority change the rules. Also, the Congressional Research Service has a report that explains how the GOP couldn't stop a committee replacement in the event of Feinstein's resignation. The idea that the seat needs GOP votes regardless of whether or not she resigns is misinformation being spread to make calls for her to resign seem irrelevant to the reason why people want her to resign. Yeah, I don't think that that's like, I think that articles that are written on this matter are being like deliberately obtuse. It does truly feel like they're maybe not lying, but like kind of omitting key parts of this process. You're more wrong on this than you've ever been. Republicans absolutely do not care if the Senate grinds to a halt. Oh my God. Okay. Stopping the government from operating is literally the Republicans' end goal. Yeah. Is that why every time we have one of these like debt ceiling conversations, they always stop the government? Oh, wait, that's right. The government hasn't stopped fucking functioning. So what the fuck are you talking about? No, it's not their goal. Their goal is to just, eradicate the government, the useful parts of the fucking government, while simultaneously making the government basically become a money cannon for their corporate benefactors. No, they still have to pass bills, man. They have bills that they want to pass too. You're wrong about this, okay? Stopping the entire Senate from operating is entirely different than saying you're going to filibuster a bill and then moving on. And it doesn't even matter because I'm pretty sure there are ways to get around that regardless. Let me see.
Senator Dianne Feinstein.
Okay, so this is... But Democrats are struggling to find a solution for the other nominees, and there's zero chance of subpoenaing Justice Clarence Thomas to testify as a report of ethical violations. We know all that. Let's see. Like almost all Senate rules, though, the committee's membership could be changed via unanimous consent, where all 100 senators leave their fudge things up a little bit. Alternatively, the body could pass a resolution to shift committee assignments, which would require 60 votes to break any potential filibuster. In the last several days, though, the GOP has said that they're not going to make that happen. Yeah, they have slowed down Senate proceedings, at least in the Judiciary Committee, and they've eviscerated it due to Dianne Feinstein being a fucking vegetable. With no timeline for Feinstein's return, limbo, while she says she will not run for re-election, this term doesn't end until January 2025, leaving open the untenable scenario of her seat laying fallow for over a year and a half. If Feinstein resigns entirely, though, California Governor Gavin Newsom, a fellow Democrat, could appoint a replacement to complete her term. From there, the process is much better established in the ad hoc swap that Feinstein's office proposed. There'd be no way for Republicans to block either Feinstein's successor or another senator from taking her spot on the judiciary. Thank you. Exactly. Daniel S. Holt, assistant historian at the Senate Historical Office, points to a report from the Congressional Research Service, bolding added. In filling vacancies that occur on standing committees after the initial organization, Senate Democrats follow the same procedure used for each new Congress. Committee vacancies may occur during the course of a Congress because party leaders decide to change a committee's size or party ratio, or because members die, change parties, or resign from the Senate. A new senator replacing a late or former senator may be chosen to fill the vacated committee seats. However, if the new senator is the opposite party from the departed senator, adjustment in sizes and ratios are often needed to make slots for the new senator. Moreover, incumbents may also seek to compete for the newly open committee seats, especially if they occur on one or more prestigious panels, such as the Appropriations Committee or the Finance Committee. Like, if she resigns, they can actually make the switch happen fairly easily. There are no ways that the Republicans can really combat that. But if she doesn't resign, which she's not currently, then it's actually complicated because they can't fucking get her to be replaced. It's ironic then that the Republican opposition to a temporary switch removed a potential pressure valve against the growing calls for Feinstein's resignation. The option was only floated as a possibility after several Democratic lawmakers began openly saying what had only been whispered on Capitol Hill before then. Senate Republicans are gambling that her reticence to retire will outweigh her commitment to achieving broader goals for her party and country. That includes even supposed moderates like Susan Collins, whose audacious claim that she's acting against a concerted campaign to force her out of the Judiciary Committee must be taken with a grain of partisan salt. It would be in the interest of her health, her constituents, and her legacy for Feinstein to defy her expectations and do the right thing by stepping down. Tuberville has been filibustering Air Force officer promotions for months because their abortion policy makes him mad. Instead of saying Republicans won't stop Senate business, remember the first rule of... Wait, whoa. Wait, first of all, that's, again, one singular bill. You're wrong. Once Feinstein resigns and she is replaced by whoever the fuck Gavin Newsom has appointed in her seat, the process is much more clearer. They can't stop that from happening. I heard she's dating Colin Kaepernick. No, she's dating John Moran, according to journalist Felix Biederman. It's not just the Air Force. He's stopping all officer promotions that need congressional approval. Yeah, that's different. That's one thing, okay? I think you're coping if you think she will resign. I don't think she will. I'm not saying that she will. We're currently talking about like what's going on and what could potentially happen if she were to resign in the unlikely scenario. Does that make sense? Also, Feinstein doesn't know what the fuck's going on in the world right now. It's not up to her. It's up to, it seems, whoever has power of attorney over her, which seems to be Nancy Pelosi's daughter. Okay? It's so fucking weird, dude. It's so weird.
Physically.
I feel bad. No, don't feel bad. She's a fucking demon. I just feel bad for, like, you know, the marginal changes that you could fucking make. Or at least, like, maybe starting a fucking investigation on Clarence Thomas's financial misdeeds. That's what I want. Even if that goes nowhere, they can't even start it because Dianne Feinstein is a vegetable.
I was mayor of San Francisco for 9 years.
As the longest-serving female senator, the 5-term legislator announced in February that she would not seek re-election next year. Congresswoman Katie Porter is running for her seat.
Any concerns about her ability to serve out her full term?
I think it's very, very clear that it's time for a change in California. That's why I declared to run.
Now, there are several others running for Feinstein's seat, including California Congressman Adam Schiff, who is backed by former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. If Feinstein were to retire, Governor Gavin Newsom has pledged to appoint a black woman, but that is why some are questioning the relationship between Feinstein.
Like, oh God, imagine if the Democratic Party operated against Pelosi right now in the same way that they operate against like Bernie Sanders, by being like, Nancy Pelosi doesn't want a black woman to thrive. Nancy Pelosi has, cut down black women within the party. They don't want, she's just afraid of Barbara Lee.
And Pelosi's eldest daughter, who is now assisting her here in Washington. The former speaker has defended Feinstein's decision to stay and serve out her term, although a source close to the speaker tells CBS News that there is no political agenda here. Back to you.
Yeah, okay.
Nicole, thank you.
So the agenda is what? That like you legitimately think that Dianne Feinstein is a girl boss? Yeah, the Tommy Tuberville situation isn't even the same. He's just blocking unanimous consent. Yeah. Military promotions impasse drags on as Senator Tuberville defends the blockade. I don't even know why they're not pushing this through regardless. Like, God, he's so stupid. When reached for a comment, a Pentagon spokesperson in the statement said that Lloyd Austin and the department continued to engage Senator Tuberville in his office in good faith and directly relayed how this hold on our general and flag officers is risking our military readiness. I don't care about that at all. Dude, Tuberville is so fucking stupid. It's awesome.